Hey, Anne Arundel County, it's Dan the Pub Ed Man, back again, and I'd like to talk to you about something we call CPR here. Now we're going to be teaching some hands-only CPR in this video, and that's something that we do if there's some kind of heart attack or breathing problems, or there's just not oxygen or you can't tell if they're breathing. Once again, I'm going to bring in a guest here today, bringing back firefighter paramedic Autumn Schneider, who's our CPR expert and trainer here with the Anne Arundel County Fire Department. And she's going to give a little overview and demo of hands-only CPR and how important it is to save a life and how it can really make a difference in the time in between calling 911 and the paramedics arriving.
Hi everyone, my name is Autumn. I've been asked to come here today and talk to you a little bit about hands-only CPR and what you can do to help someone from the time you call 911 to the time we arrive. So first and foremost, we want you to understand that you are number one. So if you're ever putting yourself in an environment that is not safe, we do not want you to do that. Instead, call us from a safe distance and answer all the questions of the 911 operator. Some of the things that they're going to be asking you are your location, the closest intersection to you, your telephone number in case you get disconnected, and then they're going to ask you about the patient, and they could potentially offer you some advice on how to help the patient until we get there. But again, we only want you to do that if you feel that it is safe for you. Secondly, when you find someone in this situation, we obviously want to make sure they need CPR before we do CPR. So it's going to be one of those, hey, are you okay? If I hit somebody on the chest like that and I scream at them, they should wake up. If they don't wake up, that's your cue that they need some help, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm looking at the chest, potentially listening for any exhale, okay, for about 5 seconds. If I don't see any chest rise, or I don't see, or hear, I should say, anything from the mouth, I can then start compressions, okay? So to do compressions, I take the heel of my hand. I'm right-handed, so I like to use that one first. If you're left-handed, that's fine too. I put it right in the center of the chest at the natural nipple line, and I put my other hand over top and I interlock my fingers. I lean into the patient so that my wrist and my elbow and my shoulder are all in one line, and then I start my compressions. Now you'll notice that I'm actually rocking a little bit with my hand. What that's doing is it's allowing me to come completely off the chest with my compression, okay? At that point in time is when the chest is expanding again, and I want to allow the blood to get back to the heart so I can compress it out. So really all I'm doing is rocking my hand up a little bit to allow for that recoil is what we call it. If all I can do is compressions, just do that as long as possible. About 1.5 to 2 minutes in, you're probably going to get pretty tired. So if there are people around you, bring them in and have them do compressions for you. Again, every 2 minutes, you're going to want to switch out just so you don't get tired and exhausted from the event. Okay, so if that's all you have, you can do that. Now, once you've accomplished the compressions, we can add electric if it ever arrives. So electric comes in the form of an AED. This is one version that we have in the county. I will say this, public access AEDs are pretty much everywhere now. So if you're in a public environment and you see someone go down and you know where that AED is, while you're calling 911, go get the AED, bring it back, and put it on the patient. If you don't know where that public access AED is, don't waste time, start compressions. When somebody arrives to help, ask them to find the AED and bring it back to you. When you open this particular version has a green light and a red light. When I turn it on, everything it says to me, it's also going to read right here. So if I'm in a loud environment,
connect electrode.
I can read that as well as see it. Most AEDs have 2 sets of electrodes. They have pictures. Follow the pictures to place them on the patient. I'm actually waiting because I wanted you to hear that. So this AED is smart enough not to move forward into another direction until I've accomplished exactly what it wants me to accomplish. So just listen to the AED and do exactly what it says. Put one there, put one there, just like the pictures show.
Connect electrodes.
And connect the electrode. Maybe.
Stand clear.
It says stand clear
Now.
right here.
Stand
Anytime
clear.
it says stand clear, I don't want you touching the patient.
Shock advised.
Again, it's saying shock advised. You hear it booting up the electric. Again, we're not touching the patient. We don't want to be in a position where we're putting
Stand
ourselves in
clear.
danger.
Push to shock.
You'll notice my red button starts. I'm clear, you're clear, we're all clear. I'm going to take a quick look. I don't want anybody around. And I push the button. You could potentially, just so you know,
Start CPR.
it says start CPR. And you'll notice it's now counting down your 2-minute mark. So when this analyzes again, if you have more people around to help, that's when you would switch out compressors. Again, when it shocks the patient, one of the things you might see is the patient jump a little bit. That's just because of the electric that's going through them. It is helping them, and it will only shock if it can help, if electric can help. Otherwise, it will say, no shock advised, continue CPR. Just because it says no shock advised does not mean you take these off the patient. Once they're applied, they stay there, and they're going to reevaluate every 2 minutes. And if a shock will help, it's going to shock. And if a shock won't help, it's not going to shock. Okay? And you're going to do this until 911 gets to you so that they can help. If you are interested in taking CPR classes, feel free to email us at F as in Frank, D as in David, CPR@aacounty.org to register for a class or to potentially set up a class for your small group. Otherwise, you will notice that we're not asking you to do a lot here. Basically, hands-only compressions and the electric. You'll notice I didn't do anything with mouth to mouth. We learned quite a long time ago, not really a long time ago, but a little bit ago, that the body has a lot of oxygen in it. We just need to circulate it. So we don't necessarily want you doing mouth to mouth right away because we don't want you to put yourself in any danger. Compressions will help, electric will help. So I hope that was informative. Again, thank you for being interested in learning CPR and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Paramedic Snyder, for showing us hands-only CPR here today. Once again, I just want to reinforce how important, how life-saving hands-only CPR can be in the event of emergency or a breath blockage of some sort. They can really make the difference for those minutes it takes the paramedics and the ambulances to arrive on the scene. So once again, I hope you learned some stuff in this video. I hope you're feeling a little more knowledgeable and you're feeling a little safer than you were before. Have a great day, everyone.